Hello. Welcome to Woman Empowered Wednesday. I am your girl, your host, Angela ALove Lewis, and I'm so excited for today. Listen, this is June 1st, baby. We are kicking it off for the month, a brand new month, a brand new day, an opportunity to level up, right? So I posted today that it was a meme that says she woke up and remembered who she was and it changed the game. And that's what I truly believe as we're entering into a month, the sixth month of the year. It's time for us to shift. It's time for us to shift into a level of empowerment that we have never experienced before. And so I want to come on myself today so that I can kind of, just set the ground for the month because I'm going to come on and start doing 30 days of empowerment. So you should see me probably every day between 12:30 1:30, just really coming in and sharing some things because I am a woman empowered, and because I make choices and decisions that lead me to become a better version of myself. And for everybody who's connected to the group, I want you to reassess. I want you to reflect. I want you to take some time. Hey, Wanda Hollis, how are you, beautiful? I want you to take some time to really think about what you need to do to get to that next level of empowerment for yourself. See, when you're empowered, that means you have taken control of your life, right? For so many of us, we have given power to somebody else. We've allowed other people to make choices for us, make decisions for us, make us think that we don't have any other way to do anything else besides the way they want us to do it. Well, not today, not this month, not this year. We still have time to take back control. When we become empowered, that means that you are the person who is running the thing. You are the queen of the king of the queendom. You are the one who needs to make decisions that are going to help you to be the best version of yourself. It's time to start doing things that's going to serve you, and it all begins with an empowered mindset. You have to shift how you see yourself. You have to shift how you do things. You have to shift your expectations. You have to shift your anticipations. You have to understand who you are and whose you are, because if God created you, that means he has some amazing things ahead for you, and it's all yours for the taking, but you have to get empowered. And so I just want to read a few things that I wrote down about empowerment, right? And again, I'm going to come on every day this month because I believe that what we do this month is going to shift the remainder of the year. And I talked to one of my good friends, P. Angela Jones, yesterday, and I told her, all the young kids always talk about your Jordan year, right? That's 23. When you turn 23, well, I'm going to take a step further and say that what we're doing in 2022 is preparing us for that Jordan year of 2023, right? So what you're doing right now, this month of June, reevaluate, recalculate, review, restore, do all those things that you need to do to position yourself for the next 6 months. Because, baby, when I tell you what you do from there to the end of this year is going to manifest itself in such a powerful way in 2023. So we already need to be thinking about it. So we're not going to wait until January or to December 31st to start thinking about 2023. We're getting ready to position ourselves today, right? We're going to take June the 1st and we're going to run this thing all the way out so that when 2023 comes, all we doing is listen to the Cash App, the PayPal, the Venmo, the Stripe, the Square, whatever other source, Zelle, whatever other money sources you have, we are going to be listening to those pinking and cha-chinging for the rest of our lives because we're setting ourselves up with great decisions starting now. It doesn't matter where you are in your life. Everything can be changed if your mindset changes. So an empowered person has the knowledge, the confidence, the means, or the ability to do things or make decisions for themselves. Again, it's about regaining control of your life. And so many times we have went to jobs, we have been in relationships, we have positioned ourselves around other people where we let them make all the decisions that pertain to us. Well, now it's time for us to get empowered and regain control of what we want and how we want to show up and who we want to be. And it may take a little time to sit back and think about that thing, but take the time because it matters. What you want to do in your life, it matters. Not what your mom said you should do, not what your husband says you should do, not what everybody else tells you that they think you're good at or you should do. You've got to figure that out for yourself because you can't walk confidently if you're walking in somebody else's expectation of who you are, who you should be, and how you should show up. You've got to get that for yourself. And it takes you spending some time with you. It takes you spending some time looking at yourself in the mirror, speaking good life into who you are. Mary J. Blige came out with Good Morning Gorgeous. So many people, do y'all know how many people can't even look at themselves in the mirror and say good morning gorgeous because they feel like it's something about themselves they do not like? Well, I'm here to tell you it's time to shift how you see yourself. Baby, you cannot always be embracing everything about you every single day because it's going to be some days that you're going to wake up and you're not going to like who you are or what you did or what you've said or maybe some people that you're around, you may not like it, but guess what? You don't have to stay there. You can change who you are, and it starts with getting an empowered mindset. When you do that, you make positive decisions and take action that will bring you closer to achieving your goals and your ambitions. But you got to know, what are you ambitious for? What goals do you have? What does your life look like? See, when you start speaking things about your life into existence, what are those things that you want? You got to spend some time with yourself. Get you out a pad and a piece of paper. Listen, I buy these probably every week, honey, every month, and fill them up all the time. I got so many of these, so many of those little ones that look like the little cow with all the little, print on them. I got so many journals and things of where I'm writing things down to get clarity. You got to get clarity on who you are. You've got to have some self-awareness in order to manifest self-actualization. You've got to be able to know what you like to do, what you want to do, who you want to become. You've got to know these things. And these are things not just with who am I as a wife, who am I as a mother, but you got to know who you are as a woman. And if any men are listening there, who you are as a man, you got to define that for yourself. And once you do, once you become confident in who you are, that's when you start to walk that thing out. But it requires you to know what your ambitions are, what your goals are, what your desires are. You got to know, do you like Coke? Or do you like Pepsi? Or maybe you just like to drink water. Maybe you like to drink coffee. Maybe you're a sweet tea person. You got to know those little bitty things because guess what? So many of us don't even really know what color we want or like. We want to choose whatever everybody else likes. And guess what? Sometimes it may change. My favorite color used to be orange and yellow. Now, not so much yellow. Now I'm still feeling orange. I've got more specific because I love burnt orange, but now I also love purple. And even though I see it all the time and everybody is popping it up, but guess what? Just because everybody else likes it doesn't change the fact that I like it too. And I had to realize that. So you change, you evolve, but the empowered mindset is what allows you to do that. You got to also embrace a growth mindset. See, a growth mindset will allow you to understand that you are a spiritual person, a spiritual being in a physical body, and your spirit person is evolving all the time. Your mind is evolving all the time as you get knowledge, as you acquire information, as you get around people who are doing certain things. You start acquiring things that allow you to develop into who God wants you to become. And it's a process, and you have to trust it. When you grab an empowered mindset, you know your strengths and your weaknesses, and then you can be confident in expressing yourself to other people. But you got to know, what are you strong in? You got to know, what area am I weak in? Because if I'm weak in certain things, maybe I need to bring people around me, develop a team of people who can help me in those areas so that I show up as a well-rounded person. Right? But you got to know that. And then not only know that, but you got to know what your limitations are. See, for me, I may not be that person who's going to go out here and run a 5 mile race. Maybe that's not my stronghold. Maybe that's not where I need to be at. Maybe I got another stronghold or strength that I possess. Yes, Wanda, stay true to you. Yes, blessings to everybody. Stay true to who you are. Be authentic and show up like that. And don't worry about people pleasing everybody else. But you got to know your limits and you got to know your triggers, because when you do, that allows you to ask for help or seek guidance when you're in those areas or in those spaces. See, when you know you got to know you better than somebody else. That way, nobody can push your button because you're already ahead of the game. See, when you wake up and know who you are, that's when the game changes, because people can no longer push your buttons. They can no longer pull you like a puppet. They can no longer make you do anything because they are no longer in control of you. You are. See, when you're a woman empowered, you control the strings that are attached to you, whether you want to do something or not, whether you want to go back to school or not, whether you want to, stay in corporate America or not, whether you want to be an entrepreneur or not, whether you want to have children or not. See, people will make you think that at a certain age, your biological clock is ticking, but guess what? Everybody doesn't want to be a mother. And that's just the reality of things. And also, everybody doesn't want to be a wife. And that's the reality of that as well. We have got to get comfortable allowing people to be who they are, allowing people to show up and be their authentic self and embrace them like that, and stop trying to change everybody. What's going on, Kelly A. Bowens? Thanks for showing up, ma'am. We've got to show up to be who we were designed to be. And that's how you can be your most powerful. That's how you can be your most empowered self, is to be who you were created to be, and stop sugarcoating things to make it easy for somebody else to accept who you are. Because if you got to sugarcoat and tiptoe and tap dance and do all these other things and patty cake and play and all these things with people just to make them like you, then those are not the people that you need to be around. Those are not the people who are part of your assignment, right? Because the people who really are down for you are going to love you no matter what. They're going to love you showing up as who you authentically are. And you need to embrace that and don't be afraid. If somebody walks out, then then tell them bye. And it's okay, because I've been there and done that. I've been with somebody that I thought we were going to be together forever, and that didn't happen. So I got a divorce, right? We divorced, and it was a big thing and it hurt me. But at the same time, I had to realize that I couldn't stay caught up with that. I had to move on with my life. I had to move on, and I was blessed to find somebody who I love, who I'm enjoying my life with. But what if I had to, just continue to try and stay in that thing and try to make somebody, be with me, and that wasn't where I was supposed to be at? You got to know who you are. You got to embrace that. And if somebody is not down for you, then it's okay to let them move on. You can't control that. But what you can control is you. You can control the person that you see in the mirror every single day. And when you love you harder and better than anybody else can, that's when you embrace your power, because that's when you start moving and maneuvering in ways that will be the best for you. And when you're at your highest, oh my God, that's when you can start really pouring out and helping other people, because now your cup is full and you're satisfying you, but the overflow is so magnificent, so amazing, that people get blessed just by being in your presence. They get blessed just by listening to what you have to say. They get blessed because you're coming from a pure, authentic place, because you're secure and sure of who you are. So I'm going to say another thing that I wanted to say about when you get an empowered mindset. You take responsibility for your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Yes, that means that you own it. You own your mess, whatever that looks like. And it's no excuses. Sometimes we get around people and we want to make all these different excuses, and it is what it is. It is what it is. And sometimes we have to just own it. And if that means that we need to do better, then guess what? When you know better, then do better. But stop making excuses and just say, listen, that was my bad. I apologize. I should have done this or I should have done that. And what I need to do at this point is own up to it, try to correct it, and try to be better as I move forward. That's where evolution comes from. That's where a growth mindset comes from. That's where even abundance comes from. When you recognize that maybe I have not been operating at my authentic, greatest self. And if you have not, then maybe the person that you need to apologize to is you first. To say that maybe I've been procrastinating all my life because I've been fearful of what the outcome was going to be. But the Bible says that God didn't give us a spirit of fear, right? And because he didn't, we've got to start owning up to the things that we've allowed to keep us in a rut, to keep us in the same space, to keep us in positions that we are no longer destined to be in. You got to own up to every thought you've had, every feeling you've had, every action that you've taken. And maybe you need to apologize to some people. But a lot of times it's going to start with you first. And now, once you apologize to you, now you need to start making moves, start taking action, start understanding that a shift needs to occur in how you see things, how you do things, right? Another one is, you know, that if you make mistakes and fail, it doesn't diminish who you are. Learn from your mistakes, learn from your failures, allow it to make you better. Don't let it make you quit. Don't let it make you stay stuck in some place that you're no longer supposed to be. Learn from that thing. If you have to do more research, then take the time to research it. Take the time to find out what you need to know to be the best that you can be in your particular area of expertise, right? Because you may know a lot, but guess what? There's so much more that you probably can learn. Whether that means listening to podcasts, listening to books on Audible, going to conferences, finding a mentor, finding a coach, finding somebody who can take what you got and take it up to that next level. Do you think that Michael Jordan got to be great by himself? He did not. It took somebody helping him to get to that place. There's no one that you know who's a superstar who did it by themselves. Everybody has to learn from the mistakes that they made. They have to hone in and research and develop the God-given gifts and talents that we have. Continue to evolve with those things so that you can continue to become better and better. It's like fine wine, it gets better with time. But you'll never know that if you don't continue to press and push forward. Hey, Tawanda, what's going on, lady? You've got to press and push forward and not stay where you are. You got to get uncomfortable with being, you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And a lot of times we don't like that. We want the same old all the time. You want to go to Starbucks and order the same old coffee. You want to go to, somewhere else at the restaurant and eat your same old food. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying what you like, but sometimes you may need to experiment to see, because it could be something else you like better. But if you never go for it, if you never try it, if you never have an empowered mindset to push forward towards the things that you were created to have, be, and do. Hey, Kathy, what's going on, lady? If you don't do that, you're doing yourself a disservice. See, where you are now doesn't mean you stay here. It means that you continue to evolve and speak your life and create who you're supposed to be. Every year should get better. Every year should be stronger. Every time you should become more confident in being who you are. Another thing I said, there's no space for doubt or procrastination. You have to be focused and committed to going after what you want. And there should be nothing or no one who stands in your way. And if that person is you, then you need to start speaking to yourself in the morning and say, listen, I'm not going to stand in my way of greatness. I'm not going to be the one who's going to pull the plug on me being a masterpiece, or me being the next person who can be out here to create something or do something or have people tap into what I'm saying. See, I looked at y'all know they have these memes all the time, and they talk about, how successful people think or act and how unsuccessful people do, right? Well, I want to share that because it's part of having an empowered mindset. Again, it's about getting the knowledge you need, getting the confidence that you need, having the means and the ability to do the things or make decisions that are for you to be the best version of yourself. Number one, successful people read every day. Do you know how much power is in reading versus watching TV? Now, I'm not saying you're not going to watch a show that may give you some information, but I guarantee you inside a book is going to be some information that will blow your mind and take you to that next level. Kathy, yes, say that much needed encouragement. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate you always. Successful people talk about ideas. Unsuccessful people talk about people. Now, listen, y'all know we all have been there and done that, but again, it has to come a place and a time where you realize that I've got to be better. I've got to do better. And it doesn't serve me to continue to talk about people. Now I have to realize that if I'm representing myself at the highest level, then I need to shift how I do things. I need to shift to start talking about ideas, because ideas can take you so much further. You want to look at where your bank account is now and you want to know how to make it even better. It comes with finding out about ideas. God gives you witty inventions, but those are ideas inside your head that need to come out, that need to be talked about, that need to be researched to figure out how can you make it happen. But that doesn't happen when you're talking about people. It doesn't get you anywhere. So now we got to shift so that we can start talking about ideas that can make us successful, that can give us the legacy that we want to leave, that will leave us something for generations to come, right? The next one is successful people compliment. So when you have an empowered mindset, you're not out here trying to complain or criticize all the time. You can look at your sister and say, baby, you look so good today. I love those shoes. I love your outfit. You are such a beautiful person. You can look at somebody and say, oh my God, you do such a great job. Your work is impeccable. You should be able to compliment somebody freely without feeling like it diminishes your shine in any way. And if you are a person who is hard to compliment somebody else, then you need to start working on that area of yourself so that you can become better. You've got to realize, listen, a rose is not over there looking at a daffodil saying, I'm so much better than you. You really ugly. This red is the only thing that matters. It's still over there shining, doing this thing, and the daffodil is doing this thing as well. So are the tulips. And they're not looking at the trees talking about, oh, you a tree, but I'm a flower. I'm better. Everybody has to recognize that there's something about you that is better and different than anybody else. But there's also something about them that can be better and different about you. It doesn't make you a less than. It doesn't make them more than. It just makes us uniquely individual people. It just makes us authentically who we are. If no two people have the same fingerprints, then why should we be worried about whether or not somebody else is better than us? We cannot. It's time for us to start complimenting one another, not competing against each other, because we don't have time for that. As you get older, it's time the only person that you compete against is you, and be the bigger person to compliment somebody else, even if they're in the same arena as you are. For Tawanda, we both talk about women empowerment. She has, I'm every, Tawanda, listen, I know I'm rolling in here, so I don't want to say it wrong, but I'm every woman, I believe, is your group. I don't have a problem with her. Tawana and I have been on. She's been on the show. I've honored her and shouted her out with a woman in power because she's out here doing what I do. And I'm strong enough to be able to say, I compliment you, sister, for going out here and tapping into the gifts that God has given you to play in the same arena that I play in. That is what I love. And that's what we should do. Embrace other people, because when you do it from a pure heart, God is going to be a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. And we seek him by honoring him to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. Another thing about a successful person is they embrace change. Y'all, we can't fear change. As much as we may hate it, we've got to embrace the new technology, the new things, the things that are going to help us to grow, to strengthen ourselves. That's why when you have a growth mindset, you're not staying stagnant. You're understanding that you can go out here and read a book that will take you to the next level, that will help you in improving your mindset, that will help you in improving your relationships, that will help you in improving your finances. You can read things and embrace change. You can get around people and have a seat at the table and feel like you belong there, even if you don't have all the answers. It's all about showing up and absorbing and evolving and becoming more. And when you become in that space to embrace change, it opens up so much more for you. The next thing is forgiving others. Y'all know that's powerful. We've got to forgive others instead of holding grudges. Y'all, forgiving other people is for you, not for them. But when you hold grudges, it eats away at you. See, every time you see somebody, if they piss you off, just because you see them or you see their name or you see them on social media doing something, you like, oh, she get on my nerves. She make me sick. That grudge is putting stress on you. That grudge can cause you headaches. It can cause you health issues. It can cause you problems in other relationships. Holding grudges doesn't serve you at all. But guess what does serve you? Forgiving other people, forgiving them and going on about your business. Release them of whatever it was that they did to you. Because guess what? Who can do it better than you can? God can. Let God turn it over to him and say, God, whatever happened, I'm going to give it to you and let you deal with it, because it's not my place at this point in time. My place is to move forward and embrace what you gave me and let this person move on. And I forgive them. I wish them the best at whatever they do and move on with your life. That's an empowered mindset, because now you regain control. Because as long as you have a grudge, as long as you are operating in unforgiveness, then guess who has control over you? They do, not you. But when you have an empowered mindset, you regain the control of your life. You become the empowered person. The next thing is successful people learn constantly, but unsuccessful people are know-it-alls. Y'all know who I'm talking about. People who know everything, child. You tell them something, they've been there, done that, know it all, right? But you can't ever know it all, because there's always somebody out there who knows something about something you don't. Always be in learning mode. Always find out something about the things that you love. I don't know if it's art. I don't know if it's making money. I don't know if it's doing a business. I don't know if it's providing service. But somebody out there has figured out something that maybe you don't know. Invest in yourself, because you're your number one asset. When you invest in you and when you become a constant learner, you allow yourself to tap into your potential and take it to the fullest. Yes. Accept responsibility for your failures. That's what successful people do. Again, that goes back to what I said earlier. You've got to own it. And when you own it, you know that if I fail, that doesn't mean I'm less than. That just means it's something I need to learn so that I can go and do it better the next time. It's lessons to be learned all the time. You can look at nature. You can look at children. You can look at other people who are in your field. You can look at things and see the progression and understand that failure is just a stepping stone to getting it right. Do you think that when Thomas Edison created the light bulb, or when Alexander Graham Bell did the telephone, do you think we're not even using those, what they did then? People have perfected that. So that means that before they even got there, though, it never happened. The light bulb just didn't come on. It took trial and error to get to where he was in order for us to do it. And then somebody took it and took it a step further. So continue to learn things, continue to accept that if you fail, it doesn't keep you from continue to move forward. Somebody said, right, you should never want to be the smartest person in your group, squad, company, or tribe. High five. Whoever said that, it says Facebook user. So y'all know when we're on StreamYard, you have to give them your name. But when I go back and actually look at the comments, I'll make sure that I shout you out. But yes, you should never want to be the smartest person in your group, squad, company, or tribe. If you are, then that means you need to restructure who you are around so that you can start gaining knowledge, gaining information to make you the best version of yourself. You can't evolve and grow if that's as far as you're going to be, is to be the one that everybody comes to. Who are you going to so that you can pull on them? Because as you're pulling on them, people are pulling on you. Let it be reciprocal. Pull on down so that you can pass on down. Pull up so you can help pull somebody else up. Let it be reciprocity all around so that we all can get it. We all can win. We all can be out here bossed up and doing our thing, right? The next one is you got to have a sense of gratitude. Yes, not a sense of entitlement. See, a lot of people feel like they're entitled, but that's not going to get you anywhere. See, you think that it positions you and puts you in places that people are not going to turn you down because you feel like you're supposed to be there, and people are supposed to recognize you. But when you operate out of gratitude, oh my God, honey, operating out of gratitude allows people to see your heart, and then it allows people to do things for you and put your name in places you never even thought you would be at, because they feel like you deserve to be there because you're humble. See, you can't walk around with a nasty attitude, because nastiness will get you nowhere. Be humble and watch, and be grateful and watch how God will blow you up, even in places you never thought you would be at. The next one is set goals and develop life plans. That's what successful people do. Unsuccessful people, they never set goals. They just wing it. They just do things. They never plan. And so don't get me wrong, you might see some success, but that's only small time success. If you want big things, you got to plan. You got to set goals. You got to develop into those things that are bigger than you. See, God says, I know the plans that I have for you. That means, hey, P. Angela Jones, he says he knows the plans that he has for us, right? So he had plans. He didn't just wing it. He had plans. He has plans for us. And because he has plans for us, we need to have plans for ourselves. And as you operate in that arena, you start seeing that, oh my God, things are unfolding. They're developing. You're trusting the process because you have a plan to follow. Stick with it so that you can see the things manifest, right? And then last, successful people set a budget and save money wisely, where unsuccessful people never set a budget and spend money rashly, right? These are all great tips. And I know y'all probably seen them around, and we look at them and we read them and we like, yes, that makes sense. But are we doing them? See, this month, we're going to stop just looking at stuff and letting it pass us by. This month, the month of June, we need to let it set us up for the rest of this year and for 2023. Let's go ahead and start thinking of a plan, right? Let's go ahead and start putting it down, and then start reflecting on who we are, just figuring out what we want to do, making us some budgets, making us some goals and plans. Let's stop just going out here doing some things just to be doing it. Let's be strategic and intentional, because when we do, when you embrace that empowerment, then you reclaim your life and you go forth and you control your life, and then you can proceed and move towards your goals and be the masterpiece that you were designed to be. You can go out here and have dominion because you're in position to do so. So that's what I have today, y'all. This was a Woman Empowered Wednesday. I wanted to just shout you guys out, say hello. Thank y'all for tuning in. For everybody who did, if you didn't catch me live, go back and do hashtag replay. Let me know your thoughts about this. But I'm going to do 30 days of empowerment. So catch me around this time. It'll be between 12:30 and 1:30 every single day for the month of June, because this right here is the foundation that I want to lay, so that when I start doing things in the rest of this year, oh my God, we all gonna blow up together. We all gonna do this thing, and we're gonna look back and be like, yes, we're gonna encourage one another, support each other, compliment each other, collaborate where we can, network when you can, because guess what? There's some people out there who are waiting for you, but you got to show up. You got to get connected and be empowered and know what you want, and stop sitting back letting things pass you by. This is our season to step forward and show up for us, right? So again, I am a woman empowered. My name is Angela Lewis. Follow me if you are not already on social media. Go to @I am Angela Lewis, or just go to my website, IamAngelaLewis.com. Join the group, I Am a Woman Empowered, because we're getting ready to take off and do some amazing things. I hope to see you all tomorrow. Love you much. Bye.